everything fell. That's hilarious. Technical difficulties here. Hold please. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly Rose. I post new videos every Friday about all things hair, beauty, design, art, product reviews, luxury reviews, all of the things, whatever I'm doing basically. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification so you always hear when I post a new video. Today, we're gonna do my hair. It's been one of my more requested things, which is weird because I've posted like one short of me taking a braid out down before and that's it, but I get a lot of comments on my TikTok actually asking for full tutorials of how I do my hair and not just the little takedown videos that I prefer to post, but c'est la vie. So here we are today filming a sort of not quite full tutorial, but a more in-depth and involved tutorial of me blow drying my hair. Basically the front half of what I did prior to the Bantu knot takedown video that is on my channel and on my TikTok. I 100% of the time, as of my wedding last year, wear my hair in a blowout style. I have a lot of hair, like density wise. We're talking 300% density wig up in here. I also have very long hair and it's color treated. Dry by itself, but plus bleach equals more dry. So all of that to say my hair is very difficult to manage if not done in the very particular conditions that it prefers. And one of the things I have found to be like just life-changingly helpful as far as how quickly I can get my hair done and how neat and protected I can keep it is just wearing it stretched. For the first, 10 years, I was pretty much of me being natural. Yes, I did the whole big chop. I'll throw up some pictures somewhere. I did the whole big chop thing back in 2012, 2011-ish, cut off all of my hair pretty much and was rocking a TWA back in the beginning of my college like experience, I guess, which was great because 3 a.m. studios do not lend themselves well to getting your hair done in the morning. So just having a little afro was so easy and breezy for me. But I basically just let my hair grow out natural after that, and here we are. It was potentially a year or 2 or 3 ago where I kind of finally figured out like both a comb that I like, a brush that I like, and a product that I like for detangling my hair. I now use a deep conditioner, which is like the only thing thick enough to really penetrate the tangles when it gets bad. And I use the shower brush. I'll put a picture on the screen, but it's that one where like all of the rows of teeth kind of spread out when you're brushing your hair. Those 2 things have really changed the game, but the main thing that has helped me a lot is just keeping it blow dried so that it's stretched. It can't get that tangled to begin with when it's stretched like that, and it's much easier for me to then rebraid it, retwist it, whatever, and put it away basically when I'm not trying to wear it out, which has been super helpful because I have now started working out. I work out like 6 days a week. I go to ballet class, which will get you so sweaty like you wouldn't believe. And I can't have my hair just like out all the time anymore. So I need to be able to put it away, and blowing it out allows me to do that more easily, such that then when I go to wash it, even if it has been an embarrassingly long time like it was yesterday, it's at least braided and put away and not able to just like barrel a monkey's itself into a giant like dreadlock. So I'm not just here to show how I blow dry because frankly it's not that interesting, but the main thing I was going to do today is show a comparison of 2 of the blow dryers that I like to use. I don't know if it's really fair to compare a essentially $400 hair dryer to a $40 one, but that's what we're gonna do today. I kind of wanted to do this review because I saw a lot of people using this, and that's probably because, I think there's a reason for it, but most of the people I saw using this did not have hair that even remotely resembled mine. So I really had a hard time figuring out if this would work on my hair without just buying it and using it. Like I said, I have used it. I used it the last blowout I did, and I already have thoughts, but just to give a visual comparison of what this does to my hair versus what the Revair, blowouts I was getting prior to buying this were like, I figured I'd just do a half and half and show. So without further ado, let's jump into me blow drying my hair. Here's what we're dealing with. Basically, my routine is I get in the shower, wet my hair, add in some of that deep conditioner. I use Shea Moisture currently just because I really like how it smells and the consistency of it. and then go through it section by section with the shower brush that I've been using, the like separaty finger one I showed earlier. Picture again if you missed that. And then I twist it up into nice, neat little sections so that it doesn't go anywhere while I go and do the next section. I kind of keep them pretty loose because after that, I then go in with shampoo just at my scalp and kind of, you know, do one of these numbers. I don't like to get shampoo all over all of my head and, you know, like rub it in because I have, like I said, very dry hair. My hair more often than not needs moisture added into it. So shampooing it just strips it of all that moisture, which then makes it way more complicated to detangle. I mean, it's truly like, if you can imagine unraveling Velcro or trying to comb through your carpet, that's kind of what it becomes because there's just no slip between the strands. So I try to keep the strands hydrated and moisturized with some kind of conditioner on them when I go in and shampoo the roots. That has been a game changer for me. If you have very thick, curly, dry hair like I am, I would 10 out of 10 recommend never shampooing your hair. Like, just shampoo your scalp. That's where you sweat. That's where the product buildup is. Leave your hair alone. That deep conditioner, braid or twist it up and leave it alone. Just go in and shampoo my scalp, rinse it out, and then put it in a little microfiber towel or a t-shirt and call it a day. Usually I go in and immediately blow dry it right after I get out of the shower, but last night I was just tired, frankly, so I went to sleep with it in the towel. Here we are. But that's how I got to this point. Next step is taking this down and doing some blow drying. So like I said, I will just do this side with this, and I'll do this side with the Revair. So this is going to be the test, I guess, and this will be the control. My hair is very, very curly. I'll get in close here so you can see. This is sort of my hair texture. Very fluffy, very soft. And, you know, admittedly, this is it after a day of sitting in twists. But as you can see, it's very fine. The most interesting thing about my hair actually is that from like here up through to here, I have vastly different textures. Like this hair, I don't really know if it's coming across, but it's very like soft and almost a looser curl. And then this hair is way more tightly curled. Like if I had to give them a type, I would say that this is like a 3C4A and this is like a 4, probably this is like a 4B. As we get up into the crown of my head, it like is borderline 4C. So going from basically the perimeter of my scalp to the center crown, like most high point of my skull, I have some like gradient basically of all different types of curl patterns. So wash and goes have really never been a thing for me. That's part of why I always keep my hair stretched, because if I just let my hair air dry out of the shower, then all of the perimeter of my head would be like hanging down. Like I get hang time on those curls. And then the center of my head springs up so tight that even though my hair is basically down to the middle of my back when stretched lengthwise, it looks like I have a teeny weeny afro still, but only in that one spot. So it's really not a look. Like a wash and go is not really an option for me at all. If I do a wash and go, I have to immediately go and blow dry, you know, like I said, stretch it and blow dry it so that it all kind of hangs at the same length. Otherwise I look like Edward Scissorhands gave me an accidental haircut. She long. It'll be more clear once it's all blown out, but as you can see, the shrinkage is real. I don't section perfectly. I don't use a rat tail comb to really be like ornery about my sectioning. I really just kind of do it by feel. Like I said, I've been natural for 10 years or something, so I don't really care. Also, yes, I changed cardigans because that one had a high collar and I'm about to have a blow dryer running in here and get kind of hot. So basically, product-wise, what I use is very simple. I mentioned already that I am obsessed with Natural 85's videos. I've watched a lot of her videos when I was very firstly, like newly natural, trying to figure out how to do my hair. And back in the day, she had a lot of recipes for her own, like whipped shea butter creams and oil mixtures and things like that. But as many of you may know, or don't know, if not, welcome. She has her own line of products now called Melanin Hair Care. I am like constantly tagging her in pictures of me doing my hair because I swear these are the things that have made my hair look halfway decent lately. But like I said, even before she had her hair care line, I was making her like essentially these two products with her recipes. So when she came out with products of her own, you best believe I was like, I need those. I know there's probably better products to use on a blowout, but I don't care. This is what I use. And then aside from that, I use Aveda's, and I'll put these closer. Damage Control. This is a heat protectant, so I use this prior to blow drying and then after blow drying. So for the Bantu knot out or for a braid out, pretty much any style I do post blow drying my hair, I put on a little bit of this shea butter twisting cream, which again is not the ideal product for a blowout set, but like since I'm doing a braid out, I kind of figure this works. I also like the leave-in conditioner, but that's been out of stock for months, so I just don't have any right now. And then this, which is clearly almost gone, is my other favorite product, which is her multi-use oil blend, which, I mean, you can use this for anything. I use this sometimes to refresh my hair during the week. And I will also use both of these products when I retwist it to protect it between washes. Like if I'm going to ballet class, I like to wear my hair in French braids, and I'll just put a little bit of this on my hands, rub it in, and then braid up my hair. Take it down, it's like a brand new braid out. So that's my favorite way to wear my hair right now, again, because it's just so versatile with my life. And then I have this super fun bag of like perm rods and clips as far as tools here. And then this is the aforementioned shower brush. I love this thing. It also comes with like a little bar, so I guess you can like spread the teeth out and then put the bar there that'll hold it in position. But I like this functionality that it has because it just makes it so much easier to get through my hair. I forgot the very last thing I need to do. I don't usually do this, but since I washed my hair yesterday and it's mostly dry, I have, this is actually came with my blow dryer, I think, but it's the misting spray bottle, and I just have it filled with a half water and half aloe vera solution, just for hydration. I don't know that it does anything. I just like to do that. And I will just be spraying that into my hair to re-wet it. My hair really, I don't remember my porosity. I'm telling you guys, I'm the worst like person to ask to do natural hair blogging because I don't know anything except how to do my hair. But my hair basically is only going to let you manipulate it if it's wet. So you don't want to try and do anything to it dry. Like if it's dry, then whatever style or shape or form it's in, that's the shape it's in, and it's not going to move. So yeah, I definitely prefer to have my hair wet. Even for blow drying, I will re-wet my hair to make sure it's wet before I blow it dry. The very last totally not exciting thing that I had to grab was my hair towel. I always like to have something to wipe my hands on so that I'm not getting products all over my products, you know what I mean? Now with this blow dryer, I would highly recommend running a brush, a detangling brush that you like, through your hair first, because it has a brush on it and you really don't want to detangle. At least if you have really tightly coiled hair, in my opinion, you really wouldn't want to detangle with the brush that comes on the blow dryer. So I would recommend, you know, putting the products, your heat protectant of choice and whatnot, in your hair and then giving it a quick run through with a brush so that it's nice and detangled before you put that brush against your hair. Because this thing, I mean, it's a round brush. Would you take a round brush to your hair when it's tangled? I don't think so. It has different heat settings. Generally, when I'm blow drying with my Revair, I like to kind of do a medium and then maybe shoot it with high heat towards the end, but I'll do a medium low to kind of get it started and get it like maybe 50 to 80% dry, and then I'll do a shot of high heat to get it stretched and all the way dry, and then I will just wrap it up in a Bantu knot or something to keep it stretched while I do the next section. So here goes nothing. section done. You can see it does a very good job of getting my hair straight. One of the things I do like about this brush is the fact that I can run the brush like through the ends, which tend to stay curled up. I feel like the roots still, I don't know if it's coming across, but the roots to me feel a little bit puffy. Whereas I know that like this part is like pretty silky. It's just like, see, you can even see it. There's a bump right there and then it goes like straight down. So I really probably should try sectioning my hair better, huh? That sounds like work. Okay. Maybe I'll try and do better next section and we'll see. See, this is my highly technical sectioning method. I mean, I am sectioning. Brad Mondo would be proud of me, but I am not sectioning with any kind of like organization, which is weird. I mean, if you saw my design files, like as a professional, I am very organized. My hair is like the one thing that I'm like, nope, I don't care. Second section done. We shall see, you know, if I get at the end of this, I might change my mind. I did pull in that back section, and what I did was I basically kind of went over the roots of that back section while I was doing this top section. So I suppose we'll see how it goes at the end, if that works, if that helps with the issue I was having. This is why you got to use a product like 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 times so that you really master it. I'm trying to give it a chance here and do different things so I can figure out what works. But you know, essentially it's a blow dryer. It blow dries. So if that's all you're looking for, then this is definitely an ace blow dryer. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the rest of this side and put in my headphones and watch some anime. And I will come back when I am done and show you what we're working with. Back till I was done, but I wanted to point this out. This is actually one of the major reviews that I saw. In this brush we have the big plastic teeth with the little bubbles on the end, but then closer to where the heat comes out you have these like boar's head bristles, and I don't know, they might be plastic and not actual boar's hair. That would make sense given the price point of this blow dryer, but okay, there you go. So on the side you can see they're nice like little plumes around each of these bristles, but then on the wider part of it they have pretty much entirely flattened down to the brush. It's like the heat and the pressure of my hair. See, there's a good example of one right here. Like it's almost completely flattened versus like this one, which clearly hasn't really been used that much. And admittedly, I have a lot of hair tangled up in this, and I will remove all of this hair after I'm finished. I'll clean it out. But I saw this as a problem listed in the reviews for this product. A lot of people were having this problem. Now this is the 2.0 model, I guess, that has a smaller head. The other nice thing about this version of the brush is that the head comes off. Now it's unclear, at least from where I was, what I've looked at and seen, whether or not you can get another one of these, because if you can just buy a replacement head, then this is not that big of a deal. But if you can't, then that is a huge con. I basically would have to replace this entire brush like every, I don't know, 5 uses. I mean, this is the second time I've used this and it already looks this bad. So I don't really know how much longer it would last if I was trying to make this my forever blow dryer. So anyway, I'm continuing to work my way through this side, but I just kind of wanted to check in and make that comment. I was all ready to give this blow dryer like 1 star for the second time, but I definitely think I've kind of mastered the way I'm supposed to hold it now. So I was really trying to do much smaller sections and get as close to the root as I possibly could so that I could get it a lot flatter. Because last time, you probably can actually tell it's in the short, like, braid out takedown video I did, but that was the first time I used the Revlon blow dryer, and you can really tell I'm like really trying to like press the roots down because they're just like this. And then the hair is like straight and braided below that, but the roots are like teased. My Revair is all set up. I will quickly show you, but the handle is right here. This is the part you put your hair in, and this is also where the heat comes out. And then the base is down on the floor here. And on the handle, you have 3 heat settings. It's just low, high, and cool. That's pretty much all you get. The majority of what you're gonna be messing with is in the, oh goodness, I wasn't joking when I said this thing is cumbersome. It just works so well, but you're getting majority of your control through the suction level here. I always use, oh wow, I'm almost up to 7, so I totally was about to lie to you guys. I said I always stayed in the middle at about a 5, but I guess I have slowly worked my way up. Similarly to how I used the Revlon, I have a tendency just with my blow drying method to do a medium heat to no heat sometimes even to get my hair like mostly dry, and then I'll shoot it with the high heat at the end to finish drying and stretching it out completely. Now the thing I like about this is that all of the tension that pulls your hair straight and gets it into that straightened blown out shape is done through suction, which to me is like way less manipulative and harsh on your hair than a brush. Like, I mean, you know, you can feel when you're brushing your hair, you can hear sometimes it snapping, you can feel pieces coming out, you'll find tons of pieces in the brush. When I finish, I really should go and pull out the ball of hair, but when I finish with both of these sides, I will show you the amount of hair that came out in the brush versus the amount of hair that is in this thing's filter when I'm done, and we'll see if it's any different. But just based off of my experience using both of these products, it feels, I mean, like I'm a tender-headed person and this side hurt to get it this straight. Like I was hurting myself. With the Revair, I've never had that problem. It's just you stick up your section into the Revair, you kind of move it around at the base to get your scalp completely dried and stretched, and then you're done. And I usually will run the brush through it, and that's when then I'll go back in with the high heat. And that's it. It's very easy, and you really just can kind of like sit there and watch TV while you hold this thing against your head. So as far as like effort, it's the majority of the effort is setting it up. And you definitely have to have a space with like a countertop that you can put the handle situation in, and yeah, so it's not like the most easy product to use. I do want to try the Dyson just because it seems like it gets really good results in a similarly gentle way, without being so cumbersome. So, you know, we'll see. But that's one of the reasons I really like the Revair is like I've got color treated hair. I'm not really trying to run brush through it all the time. And oh, that's really cute. And, you know, potentially rip all of my hair out and snap off all of my ends. So that's kind of where I stand in terms of philosophical thoughts on blow dryers. I'm going to stay on that high tension just because I feel like this side came out a lot straighter than the first time I used this blow dryer. So I would like to have this side be comparably straight, but as you just saw, I took that first twist, broke it into 2 sections. We've pinned the first one away, second one's down here. I'm going to use the same exact products and methodology, so I will be spraying it first with my aloe vera and water mix. I'm kind of just running that through with my hands and then spraying it with the heat protectant and then brushing it. For the Revair, it's not as big a deal if your hair is detangled before you stick it in there. It definitely helps it dry faster if it's all spread out versus if it's all clumped together, but it's not as big of a deal. Like with the other blow dryer, I would not be able to get it through my hair at all if it was not detangled. But with this, you can kind of stick your hair in it any way you want and it'll work. I just do it so that, like I said, it's separated and all the heat can like penetrate and get into the hair. It sounds like a vacuum because it basically is. That's it. First section done. As you can maybe see, this is definitely more of a kinky straight finish here, which is fine for what I'm trying to accomplish. This is perfectly straight enough. That's it. You stick the hair in, you hold it against your head, you watch your favorite show, and then your hair is straight. Now, admittedly, now that I'm paying attention, I do feel like my roots are not super straight back here. But that might be, again, my bad. When I do my hair the next day, I really have to make sure it's like saturated with water, and I don't think I got that top section, so I'm just gonna go over that again. But yeah, the main thing I'm noticing now doing like one right after the other is I think that was way faster than the Revlon. Like, can we get a timestamp on for both of these first sections? That was way, way, way faster than the Revlon section was. And if I can find my hair here, yeah, as I suspected, it was half of the first twist versus the Revlon, which I had to break that first twist into 3 sections, and I had to break some of the front twists even into 4 sections. But this Revair can handle half of a section, like one side of the twist it can do. So that's a huge plus. If you're trying to get your hair done fast and you don't really care how it comes out, the Revair. Just got finished blow drying the other side, and I'm wanting to show the results. Again, the back section's kind of wavy because I had that in a Bantu knot, but this is the Revair section. So as you can see, it's equally smooth and straight. I'll take down the other side so we can really compare, but this to me is definitely more of like a kinky straight texture. If you get in close, you can see I really didn't do it so straight, so there's still like some wave in it, which is fine. For a braid out, that's actually, you know, preferable. to have a little bit of texture in there because it means the braid out is more fluffy. Wow, it's like totally wavy now. Wow, I didn't even consider that. I feel like I might have to go back over it to really do a good comparison, but just take my word for it. I don't know. The waves from the Bantu knots don't count. Yeah, so here's both sides. As you can see, we have a pretty consistent, I would say, result on both sides. Here's how the bottoms look. It's way smoother on this side, I would say. And you can see this side still has a lot of kinky texture in it. Now I did that on purpose. Like I will like a lot of texture in my blowout for me to then go in and do braid out on top of. But that is something to consider. I think if you're trying to buy a blow dryer for a silk press, for instance, then something like this that gets your hair smooth, and that's kind of the focus of the product, is going to be better. So remember, this is the Revlon side. With that brush, it really got my hair very smooth. Like I can feel the difference versus this, which still feels kind of kinky and coarse. I shouldn't say coarse, my hair's fine, but wavy, right? On both sides, it's straight, and looking at me dead on from a distance, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but feeling it, this side is definitely smoother and this side is definitely kinkier. And, you know, that'll totally depend on what kind of style you're doing, which one is going to work better for you. But I would think, like, if it was me going to do a style, I would use this for a silk press. I would want this texture because you're only going to need like one good or two good passes with a flat iron to get this like bone straight. This section, I really don't know. I mean, if you have a really good flat iron, it probably wouldn't find any of this texture to be an issue. But for a braid out or a twist out or a curler set or something like that where you're putting texture into your hair, this kind of a finish probably is fine, you know, but you maybe don't want this. This might be a little bit too like floofy and airy for what you're going for. You can see that this section has a little bit more like weight to it almost, whereas this section is kind of like fluffy. So yeah, I mean, it really depends on what you're going for, whether you would prefer this texture or this texture. I would say they're very comparable blowouts, though. I have to really give the Revlon a higher rating here because they came out pretty well. So here's the back. Here's how fuzzy and floofy, you can see how floofy my hair is. It's very fluffy. Something that's definitely got me still loving my Revair is I think this side took me 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I'm pretty sure this side, with how many times I had to go over each section and how I had to like redo the roots of the previous section at the next section and all that craziness I was doing to really get it this smooth, really did take longer, like a lot longer. It was noticeable. I can usually blow dry my whole head with the Revair in like 40 minutes. Well, I should say blow dry and braid my whole head in about 40 minutes to an hour. I guess something about that, something along those lines. But this blow dry job probably took me like an hour and a half. No, sorry. This side, I think, took me almost 40 minutes by itself. Granted, I was filming, but still, I feel like if I was going to do my entire head with this blow dryer, it would take me almost 2 hours. Comparing both sides, I was definitely going over each section more. The tension, like I said, I think was higher. You know, I was pulling harder on my hair and the heat was higher because the hair was like against the ceramic brush versus this where your hair, I think, is not getting as much heat. Hi, Editing Kelly here. I forgot to add this part into the video, but I just wanted to quickly show this as well to kind of further illustrate, I guess, my overall thoughts on both of the blow dryers. So here we have two little balls of shed hair, and here's my hand for comparison. So they're not terribly large, either of them, but this is the amount of shed hair, and admittedly, I think both of these have a little bit of the trimmed ends that I did. I was kind of trimming my hair as I went, so disregard a little bit of their size to account for that. But still, comparatively, these two hairballs are very different sizes. This one is the one from the Revair, and this one, as you may have guessed, is the one from the Revlon. So I think I was correct in my assumption that the Revair is significantly less traumatizing to your hair. Neither one of these balls is super concerning. However, I think this very clearly illustrates my point that the Revlon brush, because it's a brush, is, you know, pulling out more of your hair potentially and more harsh on your hair than the Revair, which is just using vacuum suction to straighten your hair. I definitely feel like these are both great blow dryers. If you're on a budget, go ahead and get the Revlon. It's a really solid blow dryer for 40 bucks. I just think you're gonna have to replace that brush head a lot, so keep that in mind. If you're like me and you just wanna do braid outs and your hair is very long and maybe you really care about length retention, I would save up for the Revair or the Dyson or something like that that's going to really be gentle on your hair. But comparing the two, I mean, this is great. I'm very happy with how this came out. My hair feels great. I'm gonna go braid it. That's really all I had for you today. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please check out one of my other videos, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.